Well, it's the big show. What the hell is up, y'all? Big Doug here, and I promise I'd come at y'all with a little bit of Snowrunner for Sim Sunday this time. So, like usual, I am on the 1X. Unfortunately, I am on a controller, not the wheel, because there is no wheel support. And I'm just going to ride around a little bit. There's a Western Star that I'm going to try to get out. Now, this starts over here. Why I made the decision to try to bring it around here and pull it out here, I don't know. So we're going to take a little trip around. We're going to do a couple things. And I'm going to let y'all know my thoughts on the game so far. Of course, I think I can't honestly give a review this early because I've played MudRunner so much. So if you played MudRunner before, I'd take this as kind of MudRunner to a whole nother level, because this is so much better than MudRunner in my opinion. So right here we are in the garage. Of course you can store up to 6 trucks here. Now you can only store 6 trucks in each garage, but you can have trucks on the map as well. Now there is probably a limit. I don't know what it is, because I know it is of course a fairly large limit. Now customization is the one big thing that they have added to the game. So as you play through the game, certain things like here, you'll see that there's this engine. So I will show you guys the upgrade. I might even get one just so you can kind of see it. So as you guys play through, when you find an upgrade, that upgrade you'll get one for free, and then it'll be available to buy for every other vehicle that can use that exact part. So it generally breaks it down between, like, say, scout vehicles, heavy vehicles, highway trucks. But then it also just depends on what kind of parts you can fit on it. So this right here is the Chevy 1500. This is the vehicle you start with. Now I honestly can't remember if this is the one you start with or the one you get for free once you get to the second Michigan map, but I will get into a little more of that as well. So I do have an upgraded engine. You can see here there are different engine options, and there are a couple bars down towards the left as well, so you can kind of see how it affects everything. And some of these engines will use more fuel as you go up in power. Now you also have transmissions. You have the stock transmission, freeway, and Snowrunner transmission. I've also seen that called off-road transmission in some trucks, but I think it just depends what it is. And I do have one truck that it's called specialized, so you can change that. I haven't messed with this, so I honestly can't say how it will affect how the truck drives. Now you have raised suspension, which I haven't found yet to fit this truck, but from 2 other vehicles I've unlocked it and put it on. This is super important. Very, very important thing to have. Now right in here you will see you do have different kinds of tires you can get, and you have different types of tires. So going to the bigger tires, usually you do have to upgrade the suspension, put the lift kit on just because they don't fit, which is fairly realistic. I do actually kind of like that. Then once you go to all-terrain, they will be better off-road. And then you do have the off-road tires, which are way better off-road, way better in the mud. And then you have the specific mud tires, which from the one vehicle I have mud tires on, these things are absolutely just ridiculous, OP, amazing tires. And then chain tires, these are basically for snow. Now you can also upgrade the winches. You have a few different things. Diff lock, which I actually finally unlocked for this truck. Diff lock is very important because that'll get you unstuck when you think you're stuck. So I do have a couple things in here. When I get the roof rack, I'll probably get that just because it'll hold more than that little rack up top. The snorkel, I don't have a snorkel, so I'm actually going to buy a snorkel. And actually, what I think I'm going to do as well, actually no, I'm going to hold off on that until I get I'm gonna hold off on getting better tires till I get the rear suspension, just so I can go straight to the big ones without having to buy the other ones. So you also have some miscellaneous upgrades here. Now this stuff is really visual, but what I will say, unfortunately I can't put it on with this roof box, which is annoying. These light bars will give you more light. And changing out the front bumper, something away from stock, that catches on fucking everything. That's kind of ugly. Whatever. But this will actually help you give you a little bit more ground clearance. And the rear bumper's still stuck, but I don't have the other bumpers unlocked yet. And you can change rims. Now this vehicle only has 2 rims to choose from, but some vehicles have quite a few rims. Of course you have paint colors, you can kind of pick which one you want. Now of course you do have a bunch of different trucks in the game. I also have this is a heavy truck you get in one of the Michigan maps, and it's just a fucking beast. Like, this thing doesn't fit on any small trails at all, but with those tires, dude, that thing will pull anything out. It is fucking beautiful. And it is huge. It's huge. It's not from China. I mean, you can even see that big old turbo sitting on the left side of the thing. I fucking love this truck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in the Chevy. And then, now this is not the map you start at in Michigan. This is the second map. But I will say, play through the first map quite a bit, because once you get to this map, the difficulty ramps up a little bit, but it's not till you get to the 2 maps after this. So I'll show you guys the global map real quick. So Black River is the map you start at. It's the first map, and it is the easiest map, like bar none. There's usually multiple ways to get through things. They give you lots of trucks. The mud's not super deep. It's not a tough map. This is Smithville Dam. So you can only go to Smithville Dam from Black River. Black River, you can't go to the other maps. Smithville Dam will also take you to the other 2 maps as well. Now this map does get more difficult, but it's nothing crazy yet. Now what I recommend doing is going to Island Lake before you go to Drummond Island. Now I haven't done much here, but in this map you do start to get more of the swamp. You get more deep mud. It becomes a little more difficult to traverse. And I just noticed just outside of where I was, there's a little truck right there. That might be a free truck. I'm not sure. I'll definitely have to go back there at some point soon. Alright, and here's Drummond Island. In my opinion, in Michigan, from what I've seen so far, this is the toughest map. Now, even to get to the gas station is tough, depending which way you come from. So, if you come from the map I'm at right now, Smithville Dam, you pretty much cannot get to the gas station without a ton of work. That's why I actually have a fuel trailer right here at the start, because I kept running stuff low on fuel, and I was like, what the fuck do I do? So this map, there is a ton of mud. So this bridge right here I just built. Before I built that, I had to get through here. It took me so long to get through there because I kept getting things stuck. And the other thing that makes this map tougher, there's no garage here. So if you get stuck, you have to recover a vehicle, it sends it back to the last map. So you have to come through here and you have to be prepared. Because Island Lake also does not have a garage. It'll send you back to Drummond Island. Or Drummond Dam, whatever the hell it's called. And then you got areas like this, which if you don't have bridges built, you're probably going to have to go through here. And it's a bastard. Now I do have some stuff built up, so it's not too bad anymore. But then there's like this bridge right here. If you want to get over here, you have to go all the way around here, all the way through here, up here. You need a fairly good off-road vehicle. Which also means if you have a mission that takes you to the port, you're not getting to the port. Because I can promise you, in that trail, you are not getting a tractor trailer through there. And there may be one or two of the kind of off-road rigs, if you customize them, that you could possibly get through here, but it is tight. And then to get to this side of the map where the gas station is, because it's over here, there's this bridge right here, which I have my International Scout parked at. So if you don't have this bridge, the only way to get to the gas station from that side of the map is to go through here. And if you don't have this bridge, you also have to go through here. Which means if you have any load, even most of the Scout vehicles with some upgrades won't make it. So this map is tough. But I will say, once you start getting the bridges up, it will become a lot easier. So this map right now, I do have my International here. And there's a trailer. You can't see the load in from the aerial view. But there is what I need in that trailer to fix this bridge over here. So once I go back to this map, I am prepared to fix this bridge. And once that bridge is fixed, I will have all of the bridges and all of the routes open on this map. And then I can actually start attacking this map and start, doing cool stuff. So the first thing I did on this map. So my first mission on this map really was to get all the watchtowers, which I did. And you'll see on some of the maps, some of the parts grayed out, even once you get the watchtower. Where this vehicle is here, that big old Pacific beast was sitting right over here, just ready to be picked up. But even with the watchtowers, it's just grayed out, so it doesn't pop up on the map. So if you want it, you can get here, just come right over here, and it's all yours. Now it's not all-wheel drive, there's no power to the front wheels, but it is locked diffs with 2 rear drive axles and those big ass industrial tires. So I actually had this big ass Navistar stuck here, and I just drove right around it and just yanked it right out. And this is a full-size military tractor trailer with 4-wheel drive and like 48-inch wheels, and I just yanked it right out. So that's one recommendation I will make to you guys. Alright, and back to global map. And of course, I'm not really going to go over this map. This is the first map you start at, Black River. I'm sure you guys are going to see this map from 50 million people. And I didn't really want to show it off, because everyone shows off this map. And of course, if you guys have watched any other reviews, you will see right here, Alaska. I haven't messed around with Alaska too much. I haven't messed around with Alaska too much, just because I honestly like the look of Michigan. I think it's a pretty cool looking area. But I am going to come back here, I am going to start messing with some stuff. So you will see right here, Drowned Hummer. That's the Hummer H2, and apparently it's a very good vehicle. So I am looking forward to getting that. And also from what I hear, there is a very big 4-wheel drive kind of work truck that you can put flatbeds and stuff on that is in this map. So I'm definitely going to have to get that as well. So now back to the global map. If you do look at the left, you'll kind of see what is kind of the big mission you're doing. So now through this big mission, let me go right back in here. So if I click one of the bumpers, it'll show contracts. All these contracts are kind of how you get through these kind of big things. So these are kind of what earns you the big money, the big experience, and you kind of do big things in the game. Now you do have more to do than just this. So if we have one more, we have contests, which are kind of time things. I don't really want to touch them because I don't feel like that's honestly in the spirit of a Spin Tires game. So the tasks are Like say you have this vehicle that's stuck. It'll say, hey, help me get this vehicle out and bring it back. It's going to bring it back to parking right next to your garage. And it'll unlock the vehicle for you and you'll get a free one. And then you have some other ones that may just have you like drive around on a hard trail and grab a couple checkpoints. That's what Michigan Trail is. And then under the tasks as well, and like say this little bridge right here, one of your tasks will be to complete that bridge, which you will want to do. Trust me on that. You'll want to do it. That's kind of how the game works, and it'll kind of walk you through it. So if you look at this little diamond that kind of has a symbol looks like a download thing in it, that's where you're unloading. This is where you're dropping stuff off. Now if you have to pick up materials, like with a trailer, pick up supplies, you'll see the same one, but the arrow will be pointing up. So that's where you'll pick up what you need, and you'll drop it off there. Now if it's not necessarily supplies you're picking up, if it's something you have to look for, it'll probably have this on it. So it does kind of help you. Out a little bit. It kind of makes the game a little easier for you. Now, of course, you can't have the map in this game. That's how the game's always been. But you can set waypoints, which is very nice. So we'll see my Chevy here at the exit of the garage. And you press the trigger, set a waypoint. Hold the trigger down on the waypoint, and you can move it around. So if you don't like where you put it, you can reposition it. Left trigger, should go. So we're going to set a couple waypoints here for me. And we're actually going to go all the way over here. And we're going to grab this truck. Alright. So now we'll see it's nighttime. Hit a button, start the engine up. Hit handbrake, turn it off. And one little trick, if we open the menu, press the Y button, now we can actually change the time. So now it's morning, now it's afternoon. And there we go. And I do honestly skip night, just because it's easier to see, and I think this game does look pretty, so nighttime doesn't do it justice. So now they have changed the controls a little bit. So the function menu still works the same, but now we have the quick winch. Press Y, kind of whatever direction you're looking at, it'll do its best to place a winch over there. Now of course you can still pull up functions, attach your winch, do everything you're used to doing in this functions. But a few things have changed. So now to change gear, you're going to hold the left bumper, and you can change your gear. As of right now in console, there's no manual transmission mode. There's also no wheel support, which is pretty awful. But I actually sent the developers a message, and they actually responded. They said, yeah, COVID-19 testing of it got delayed, so should expect it in an update, which is fantastic. But holding this button also gives you access to your all-wheel drive. And they also changed that your diff locks, you actually have to be in low range for the diff locks now. And reverse as well. Which does mean you can't, haul ass with diff locks on. But I don't know, I don't feel like they needed to lock diff locks to the low gear ratio. But it's something that I've gotten used to fairly quick. So I'm honestly not going to put it as a negative, not going to put it as a positive. It's just kind of a thing. Now the physics in some ways are the same, in some ways are different. So most of the time driving around it feels very similar to Snowrunner. However, when it does rain, you will notice that there's a little bit less traction, which of course rain is new, but it does seem to make a little bit of a difference. Whoa, that was an interesting camera glitch. Alright. And one big thing is in Snowrunner, it always seemed like when you got stuck, your vehicle tended to just bog down. Now it feels like you slide around. There's less grip. And it's very apparent when we go to Alaska. When you go to Alaska, you drive on the ice. You try to stop, you try to turn, it doesn't. You actually slide on the ice, which is pretty super impressive. And Let me put an all drive on. Get stuck in this bitch. Yeah. So I'm playing this game. I mean, honestly, it seems like that everything that was good about the old game is still good, but they just added to it. And yeah, I guess I'm not really supposed to be driving on this. A little bit of clipping. It's alright. Yeah, everything was good about the old game. They brought it over, and then they kind of fixed everyone's problems. I mean, of course, not having the wheel support on console does suck, but it's coming, so I can give a pass on it. And this game just does look amazing. I mean, there's brighter colors, things pop, customization. You're not just picking up fucking logs all the time. I mean, they did such a good job here. Tell me my review of this game, it's overwhelmingly positive, I'll say. Overwhelmingly positive. And a lot of games end up disappointing me these days from one thing or another. I mean, Horizon 4 had things that disappointed me severely. Of course, Project Cars 2 wasn't perfect. Felt like Project Cars 2.1, even though I still play it. It's like Project Cars. Not 2.1, Project Cars 1.5, I'll say. But this, I mean, it. Even though it does still feel like the Spin Tires game, it's, in my opinion, so far, 100% worth it. Maybe I should have bought it Mud Tires. So I mean, that's my fairly quick review on it, and a little bit in the game how it works. So let's have a little fun, have a little relax and drive. So I've still been playing a lot of Seto courses this week, and I've been getting pretty quick in driving the E92 BMW M3 a lot, and I've been driving the Lamborghini Huracan Performante. And I've been gaining a lot of speed, getting way better. I also did a race at a Mola. I was driving, what was I driving? 911 GT3 car. Everyone was in GT3 cars. And let's go, sir. So right here you'll see these are the upgrades. There's always like some kind of Crown Vic looking thing. Roll up to it, get upgrade. Raise suspension for the International Scout. See, sometimes these are only good for one vehicle, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Get some quick winch. There we go. Yeah, I did an online race practice qualifying in the race itself on a set of Corsa GT3s. And practice, of course, I think it was the first time I drove Monza in that game. And I don't have tons of experience with GT3 cars. So there was definitely a learning curve there. Practice, I was kind of towards the back of the pack, even though I had some clean laps. And qualifying, I came out and I ran a fantastic lap, great lap. And I qualified about upper mid-pack, I'll say. Of course, the two guys in first and second, they were people who are actually good at the game, and I want to say it was 3 seconds off their pace, which in a track like Monza, that's a lot of straightaways, that's an eternity. Oh hey, there she is. Go right over to her. But during the race, it went pretty well. I was doing my best to kind of stay out of trouble. And then I got to this one point where I was following another 911, and I had more speed than him. Like, I was running faster laps. During the lap, I would get... No, don't be stuck. Like, during the lap, I would catch up to him. But I wasn't sure where, because I started kind of following him. And I wasn't making up a ton of time. Until I got to this one point. No, there's nowhere for me to put a winch. Oh, are you shitting me? Welcome to a spin tires game, guys. Fuck me. Alright, pull out the big guns. Alright, let's go rescue both trucks. I think I should just get some mud tires for that truck, say fuck it. But yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, how was I catching this guy? Especially since my lap time was actually going a little better than it usually did that lap. And I will say, in the race, I was actually running my qualifying times pretty much most of the race. And we were running a, I'll say it was a 15 lap race. So not super long for, you know, a sim race, a set of course, a Project Cars kind of race. But compared to like a Forza race, it was, you know, had some length to it. So when we got into that last chicane, I carried so much more speed through it that I just ran into the back of him. We both spun, but I hit the wall and he got going again. And that's where I found out that I was faster than him. You know, it was so annoying too because I ran such a good race. But that damaged my car and then I just struggled with it. And spun out a couple more times, but we put so much distance between everyone else that I was still in, I want to say, 4th place. Of course, it was an open lobby. It's not like a super competitive lobby. So I just kept churning out laps. I kind of know I wouldn't catch him at that point. I was kind of stuck where I was stuck. I just had to keep driving and keep the guy behind me off. Then the last lap, final chicane again. Come through final chicane. And I run out of fuel. I knew it would be close. In the last 2 laps I tried to save fuel, but I didn't save enough. Coming down that back stretch to the final corner, I ran out of gas. And I didn't even have enough speed to limp it there. And the race ended with me out of gas on the back stretch. And that is how my second race in a set of course went. So I know I talk about the set of course a lot and I played a lot. But I've only done 3 races on set of course. I usually just come practice. Just get better at the game. Have some fun, drive around. I mean, I know some racing can get very serious, and I like doing some serious racing sometimes, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is still a game. I'm still just gonna show up and have fun. But the first race I did, so disappointed in me. It's how I figured out how the penalty system works in the game. You turn the lights on. It's getting a little dark. So this was also a GT3 race. I was racing the BMW Z4. This was at a Mola. Of course, practice I was dumb slow. First time driving a GT3 car in that game. Into practice, I started taking up speed. I practiced, I want to say about half an hour, 50-minute practice. And then, oh no, come on. qualifying, I picked up a ton of speed. And I qualified decently well. I think I qualified like 4th in that race. We had like 12 people. So, started the race, got a good launch, went to the first corner a little cautiously. But I ended up making up a couple places. I was in like 2nd, which didn't last very long. Yeah, I made it to the end of the lap, and then I got passed by a couple guys who were gonna pass me. They were faster, but I was holding on to 4th place. But then I took one of the corners a little too wide. It was all rouge, of course, and I got a flag that said slow down for penalty, which I wasn't, completely sure what that meant. I'm used to Project Cars slow down for penalties, where generally if you brake for a corner, it counts it as slowing down. So you generally don't get penalties unless you're going into a straightaway, but then you'll get a 1 or 2 second penalty depending on how bad you cut the corner. So I keep going like a dickhead. Where the hell am I supposed to be going? Look at this one. You see how easy this thing just gets to us? This thing is ridiculous beast. Oh, that was stupid. I think I just popped that tire and destroyed my suspension. Okay, bud. This is why you should pay attention and not talk. And I'm going to... There we go. There we go. It's such a cheat. And if they were out of hardcore mode, you probably won't be able to do that, but I can do it, so I don't care. So I got the penalty, and I treated it like a Project Cars penalty. It didn't go away, but I didn't think anything of it. And then I crossed the finish line. Disqualified from the race. I was running such a good race, such a clean race, and that was it. All I practiced, all I qualifying for, absolutely nothing. I was so heartbroken. It took me so long to do another race since then. The other race I've done is we raced a bunch of Huracan Performantes out of Mola, which is a track I absolutely love. And I actually kicked ass and I won that race. I ran such a clean race. It was only 5 laps, but I ran such a clean race and absolutely kicked ass. There we go. Look at that. Hey, I got the wheel back. Haha. Thank you, Chevrolet. Yeah, I've had some unfortunate events with racing and Project Cars, but not Project Cars, a set of cars, but it is what it is. How it be. International Transtar. Oh my god. It is absolutely broken and out of fuel. Suspension's going, engine going, trans is going. But when you do find a truck like this, I give you a little tip. Recover. Boom. Look at that. I feel like they weren't supposed to leave that in the game, but they did. Alright, we get a nice little international. Now, knowing this game, I feel like I don't need this truck in the slightest. It seems like it uses a lot of fuel moving. Tank's not super big. And let me see. We can't put all-wheel drive on it. We can't put a diff in it. Power to weight's good, but I have things with good power to weight ratios. Yeah, I can put all-terrain tires on it, but I can't put all-wheel drive or diff lock in it. Well, if you wanted to play realistically, this could be a cool thing, just used for highway driving. The problem is that if you get this thing anywhere near mud, you're fucked. Alright, So here's what we're gonna do. There we go. Yep, we just did that to make 35 grand. Alright, so we can take a look at the truck store real quick. So you do have a bunch of trucks here. Now you get a lot of trucks for free, so you won't necessarily have to, you know, buy every truck you want. But of course there are trucks they won't give you, so you know, if there's something you want, there's a chance you may have to buy it. This is one thing I'm looking forward to getting at some point too. All-wheel drive anti-lock, always on, fuel capacity is good, power to weight is amazing. And it's a scout vehicle, it's not very big. That thing I do want at some point. Yep, and that's what we just had, and that's what we sold it for. That's another good thing about this game, is that you can pretty much sell a vehicle for what you pay for it. That Western Star twin steer is going to be amazing. The crazy thing is I could actually sell my Pacific and buy that. Fuel consumption's worse, but it has more gas. The tires aren't as good. Switchable diff lock, no four-wheel drive. I don't think I need it. And there are some more vehicles here that of course you will find out in the world. The ones you have to find, you will get a free one. So whatever this thing is, that big ass caterpillar, that's like one of the biggest things in the game. Dairy Longhorn, which looks really cool. Hummer H2, which I do want to get soon. I'm pretty sure that's what's also in that first Alaska map. This Western Star looks pretty cool. Now, I do see things that do say not available in USA, but I think that some of them are in Alaska. You just can't use them in Michigan, which is kind of weird. They don't really consider Alaska USA in this game, kind of just how it's set up, which sounds weird, but whatever. Because this would make no sense to only be in Russia, because there's not snow in Russia, so you would think it would be in Alaska. There are quite a few trucks here that are meant for Russia. So this is one that's weird to me. It says trucks not available in the US. But this was a DLC truck that I have, and it let me plop it down in Michigan and Alaska. I've used it in both. So I'm not sure if that means that you have to go to Russia to purchase these, and then you can use them in the other places. Yeah, I'm just not 100% sure. This is one thing I do want to get. The loaf. LO4F. It's a loaf. I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be though. 'Cause I know this isn't licensed. Like the con vehicles aren't licensed. Yeah, and there's some really cool stuff in there. That's a scout vehicle? Oh yeah, that's a 6-wheel scout vehicle. I need that bitch. And there's that thing. That's that. They consider that a scout vehicle. Oh, that's that big ass thing. I'm pretty sure it's amphibious. Like in real life, like what it's based on. But of course, in the game, I don't think it is. Alright, so I'm gonna bring you guys along. We're gonna go get this one more upgrade. And then I'm gonna call it for today. Yeah, this game is great. I mean, I actually remember way back in the day, I remember seeing a video about like the Spin Tires demo, and that thing actually didn't take much of a computer to run. Oh no. Oh. I have diff logs. Come on. Come on, you bitch. Alright, let's go around this rock. See what happens. But yeah, I remember way back in the day, the Spin Tires demo. And it didn't take much of a computer to run it. course, at the time I didn't have a PC, I was using a laptop. But it was actually a fairly high-end laptop for the time. A decent RAM, decent CPU. And when I turned the settings down, I could actually play it fairly well. Of course, there were some things about it, so certain maps I couldn't use just because, you know. So I actually never got to play the first like original Spin Tires demo, which if you go digging, you can still find some videos on it on YouTube. But I played the second demo, the one where I actually had mods in it, which for a long time, even once Mud Runners was out, a lot of people played the demo because I mean it had fucking mods. So I remember downloading modded maps. Turn that lights on. I remember downloading modded maps and downloading modded trucks, and I just played the shit out of the game. And I did rock crawling, did a bunch of driving, because of course at that time there wasn't like a point of the game. You know, we didn't have cranes, there weren't logs to go fetch, there weren't objectives. But we had the mud physics. We had the physics in general, and we had the detail. And I remember specifically the one vehicle I liked driving for whatever reason. Maybe just because it was different, and I don't think it's ever officially been in a game. And this fucking Isuzu Trooper mod. With like lifted up suspension. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just kind of like realistic Isuzu Trooper, tastefully modified. I just remember driving the shit out of that thing. It's on the little laptop. I was still on Wi-Fi from down the street because we didn't have Wi-Fi. That was actually how I originally had internet. So growing up, we had kind of this back porch built on where the laundry room was. And what I do at night is I take my mom's laptop, take it out back there, set it up, because one of the people a little ways down the street had Wi-Fi with no password, and I could pick it up. So that's how I'd download stuff. That's how I'd watch Top Gear. I mean, that was how I got started on the internet. And I was like probably 12, 13 years old. Maybe a couple years older, 14, 15. Because I'm kind of right at that age. So I'm 25, getting ready to turn 26. So I'm right about that age where I remember, we're gonna make it, and we're gonna make it. I'm right about that age that I remember kind of before everyone had internet. I remember when it was still like a middle class thing. So of course we weren't, you know, we were definitely on the poor side. So we didn't have internet. I mean, it was just how it was. Of course now I can't imagine living without internet. I mean, it's it's fucking consumed me. I don't even watch TV. Yeah, I mean, that's how I originally got internet, and that's what at the time I found out about Spin Tires, and I started playing the demo, and this was years ago. I mean, Spin Tires in development for so fucking long. It's insane. But they've come so far, and I'll keep buying the games as long as they keep improving them. Freeway gears. Hey, I can put freeway gears in a loaf. Honestly, not something I'm looking forward to using. Alright. Let me take a look. I don't think I have any upgrades left to find. I have one over here left in this map to find. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're actually going to go ahead and I'm going to recover the vehicle. And then we're going to drive down there. So I actually do that sometimes just to get myself closer. Oop, there we go. Not everyone considers it in the spirit of Spin Tires, but I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna drive all the way back across the map when I could just fucking reset. Actually, right here, I will show one complaint of the game. So, flatbed trailers. There's one in the Mother Michigan map, too. Once you flip these fucking things over, they're stuck. That's it. You're never getting it back. Actually, that's a lot. I could probably crane it. I haven't touched cranes yet in this game. I haven't fucked with them. But I tried to winch it, I just couldn't get it. And that was a trailer I purchased too, which is another thing that's annoying is that trailers you buy, you can't recover. So you can't like send them back to the garage or the trailer store without, and just like lose your load. Like you just can't recover them. Which is really annoying. I think they should add a thing in there we can recover trailers. But if we cover a trailer, like whatever load it has is just gone. I think that'd be more than fair. Ooh, got sideways. See, that's one thing I never remember happening on Mudrunner either. It's just being like that being something that can happen, going sideways. Alright. Ugh. Yeah, I hate this road. We might hit some fence, but that's fine. Fence is destructible. So going through here only really works with scouts. Yeah, lifted suspension would be nice. Some good details. Like look, we got the flowers, we got this old ass farm thing at the farm. Like they didn't need to make that, but they did. And it adds to the atmosphere. Looks awesome. Like they got a boat trailer there. Little boat there. No, they didn't need to add it. You can't pull that trailer, but it's there. I also have to say I really like this being back in America. Because in Mudrunner they added the American Wilds expansion, which wasn't bad. But the big thing I liked about it was it had the American trucks in it. So you got to drive the American trucks, which is really cool. Of course I'm American, so of course driving the American trucks is awesome to me. I wish they kept all the trucks though. Whoop. Like the K5 Blazer and the Ford F-150. The 80s Ford F-150. I love driving that truck. My dad used to have one of those, so a little bit of sentimental value driving that truck. Come on. Come on. We're gonna be Spider-Man over here today. Yep, front ones are up. We're good. There we go. Come on. Fit in here. Probably look a little better with a smaller scout. Get me a loaf. Oh, it's just further up. I was so confused because there's like one of the kind of Crown Vic looking things these there. I'm trying to stay out of that. I'm gonna get stuck if I go on that. Oh, I should have just bought the mud tires. Ooh. I should be alright though, because I do have some gravity assistance. Come on. Come on, girl. Let's get that Crown Vic. Ooh, what's that for? International Transtar. That's the truck I just sold. Alright, so I think I have all the upgrades in this map. Unless there's possibly some hidden over here somewhere. I don't think there's anywhere to drive over here. There's a little road over here. It's possible there could be one hidden over here. Really wouldn't until I drove there. Yeah, I mean, there's some of the map that is still grayed out, even once you do have the watchtowers. But without the watchtowers, they're all blacked out. You can't see anything. Alright. Well, I have one more free truck to get over here. I'm not going to do today. I think I've done enough. Today. If you guys just get a little look, have a nice little relaxed mud drive in Snowrunner, and just kind of wrap up my thoughts of the game a little bit. For the guys who have played Mud Runner, it's a fantastic upgrade. Just get the game. You won't be disappointed, I promise you. I mean, they have truly turned this up to 11. There's so many more vehicles, so much more diversity, the customization that actually does make a huge difference. And of course, these maps are so much bigger. These maps are just massive compared to the old maps. I mean, the devs were saying the maps are up to 4 times bigger. And this one I wouldn't say feels that much bigger. Honestly, probably because there is, a decent amount of area you can't actually drive in. But it's so much bigger, and then it connects to the other maps. And there's, 11 maps in total at launch. And then the upgrades to the physics are just so good. I mean, they made the right upgrades to the physics. The game drives amazing. The game looks amazing. Now, I honestly wouldn't even necessarily say that this game has better resolution than the old one does, but just with the newer color palette, and of course I didn't show it off because I don't want to damage my truck, but the new damage looked really good, and just all the little things they've done have just been the right decisions for this game. I mean, I truly do feel like this is the game that they wanted to make in the first place. And it's taken God knows how many years for it to come to fruition. But this is the one to buy. And it's not saying Mud Runner isn't a good game. Mud Runner is a great game. But this is the one to buy. This is the best off-road simulator ever made. Period. And that's before mods even start coming over. Because of course if you're on PC, of course there's mods. No, wait. Like Fallout 4, mod support is coming to console for this game. So here on Xbox One, eventually, we will have mods. So, I mean, all in all, this game, I mean, honestly, just get it. Seriously, just get it. I mean, it's not even priced like a full retail game, which is the crazy part. So, that's a little bit of gameplay for you guys. A little bit of story time. I'm about to fall off this motherfucker. No, fuck. Yeah, I got life alert. Because I have fallen and I can't get up. But yeah, like I was saying, that's a little bit of review for you guys. A little bit of gameplay. A little bit of story time. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a fantastic game that is underpriced, and if you like just driving around, if you like a challenge, if you like driving off-road in real life, this is the game for you. And honestly, it doesn't even matter what console you're on. Ooh, that I thought, fuck, my English didn't even work. I hit that so hard. Come on, really? Turn that way. Thank you, truck. Honestly thought I'd take that tree down. Oops. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Let me know if you guys want to see some more Snowrunner. I may not do a lot of Snowrunner stuff, but with some good news, my PC is actually coming. I already have my CPU and my NVMe SSD in front of me. I can see the boxes, but I don't have anything else for it. Everything else should be here Monday, Tuesday. So once that time comes, I'll have a lot easier time editing videos. I could possibly do a little streaming on Sunday instead, which I would actually really like to do. I would like to stream Mud Runner, and if anyone wants to play, you guys can hop in and we can tackle some shit. And then for the Harley, I actually did get my air filter in. I put it on earlier and I tuned it, which I was gonna record it, but much like when I got my Fanatic wheel, I got too excited. I just did it. But it's such an easy job. I may try a different tune. I'm not a huge fan of that tune. Or I may try the auto tune finally. But that's on. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, I mean, I'll have all my other PC parts. I'll have my exhaust. I mean, lots of big things coming over the next couple weeks on the channel. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with today. All of the lights. All of the lights are good, baby. All of the lights. Yeah, I'm like a white Yeezy that can't rap or sing and is ugly and it's not worth $1 billion. Other than that, I mean, we're like the same. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I'm gonna catch you guys some point this week, probably Tuesday, Wednesday, something. But y'all be good, y'all stay safe. Love y'all.